Hi, in this lecture we will see about input and output. Okay, how to give input to a program and how to see the output from the program. Before I start, don't write the notes. Lecture notes will be given to you in the description. Second thing is, I will be very slow while explaining. So please watch me at 2x speed. That will save your time. Okay. So input and what is the use of input? The use of input is getting data from the user. What is the use of output? It is displaying information to the user, right? So in Python, we use two functions called input and print. So input is for getting the input from the user and print is to print the output to the user. Now, let us say you want to read name of a person. Okay. Now what I will do is I will write input function. Inside the input function, I will give it some text. Then what happens is on the screen, on the terminal, the text will be displayed. Enter your name, text will be displayed. And after that, you will get space to enter your name. Now you can write your name. So as long as you don't press enter, it will keep on reading, which means you can write any big name without pressing enter. But once you press enter, that will be sent to the program, right? Now, if you want to print that, you can use the function print. If you use the function print, because user input is read into user input variable. Now if you use the print, you can see what is being given by the user. Now interestingly, if you see the type of the information that is provided by user, it is going to be always a string. Okay, see this. You have entered RBR, that is printed as RBR, but then what is the type of the what is the data type here? The data type is string. So which means whenever you input any information, that will always be read as a string and it will be printed as a string. Okay. Now, even if the input is integer, it will be counted as a string. For example, let us say enter your name is given. Okay. Then we have print. Then we have print the name. Let us say enter your age is given, so age will be entered. Then we are printing the age and we are trying to see the type of the age. Interestingly, what happens is when you have given 27, which is an integer, 27 is displayed, that is fine. But then the type of 27 is string, which means you cannot perform addition on that, right? Similarly, the same thing happens with float also. So when 75.5, which is a float, is entered as an input, you are getting 75.5 and you want to see it, right? So that is what print. When you are reading the marks using input, which is 75.5, and when you are printing the marks, which is 75.5, the type of marks, if you see, it is string, which means whatever the type you are giving as an input, it is always treated as a string. It is always treated as a string. By default, input reads everything as a string. Regardless of whether it is float or integer, input will always read it as a string. Now, you cannot perform certain operations on a string, right? Now, if you want to perform those operations, what you could do is you could use the functions int and float. You could use the functions int and float, or there are many more functions like that. Okay. So what I mean to say is, if you want the input to be an integer, this is common. You are going to write input, enter your name, is going to enter your name. That is for sure. But now, if you want it to be an integer, you put int in the beginning, which means you pass the entire thing as an input to int. Then automatically the type of the value that is being read will be converted to int. I hope you are following this. What I am saying is, whatever input you are reading, pass it to the integer function, int function, that will convert the string into an integer. That is why when you see the type, you are getting int. Okay. Now same thing can be done for float. Now you are actually inputting a float, but which is read as a string. If you want to convert it back into float, you can write float. If you write float and then if you pass to the function float the input, then it is going to show you the type of the data as float, even though the data is same, 75.575, which is read as a string, is converted into a float. Now, print in Python is used to display the information. Okay. So there is a single space in between each name. For example, if you are printing various strings, see this, print Venkatesh is a string, RBR is a string, Vignesh is a string, Surya is a string, Rajni is a string, right? Now, when you print them, one space is added by default between all the names. That is how Python works. If you don't specify anything, you are going to get spaces between the names. Now, when you give one more print statement, when you are giving two print statements, one print statement will be printed first, and between every string there will be a gap. Now when you are giving two print statements, then both of them will be displayed in different lines, two different lines. Now let's understand why we have got this result. In a print statement, there is an argument called separator, which is default a single space. So what I mean to say is, there is something called as separator. Okay. Now that separator can be a space. What is this? This is nothing but a space. Can be a space, or it can be an underscore, or it can be one, or it can be new line. So I will show you with example. Now let us say we have four statements in which we have various strings available. Venkatesh, RBR, Vish, Surya, Rajani, right? Now you want them to be separated by something. For example, if I give separator is hyphen, then you can see that all the hyphens are coming. Now if you say separator is 1, then you can see that after every string 1 is coming. If you say that separator is some random symbols, then you are going to get those random symbols after the names. And if you give separator as a new line, then every string will be printed in a new line. Okay. I want you to play with this in the collab. Go to Google Colab and do all these examples. You will learn more. You will learn a lot. Okay. Now, there is something called as end. How do you want to end the print statement? The print function has a default argument called end, which is a new line, which means if you want to end a print statement, that will end with new line, so that the next print statement will go to the next new line, right? So because of this new line only, we are always moving to the next line after each print. Okay. So now let's see this example. Now when you have two statements and two print statements, one print output is printed here, other print output is printed here, right? The output of the first print is here, the output of the second print is here. Now, how does this end parameter work, right? We can play with it. For example, I can write whatever I want, all the strings in the print statement. Then I will say separator is ABCD. Then what happens? All these strings will be separated by ABCD. See this. Venkatesh and RBR is separated by ABCD. RBR and Viknesh is separated by ABCD. Viknesh and Surya is separated by ABCD. And then Surya and Rajni are separated by ABCD. Right? Now, you are writing the end. After everything is over, the end is 2 new lines followed by here comes heroines followed by 2 new lines, right? So you are getting followed by here comes heroines followed by 2 new lines, and then you are getting this Anushka, Samantha, Nitya. Anushka, Samantha, Nitya. Right. And if you observe one more thing, between Anushka, Samantha and Nitya, there is a tab given. 4 spaces are given. That is why we are getting 4 spaces. Try to play with them. So I have told you about separator, SCP, and I have told you about end. So you can actually play with print by using separator and end. Okay. So end, anyway, we have seen this. So in the second print statement, where we have Anushka, Samantha and Nitya, we have 4 spaces between them, right? 4 spaces, 4 spaces. But then the end is given as Virat. That is why at the end Virat is being printed, right? Now if you write one more print statement after the second print statement, that will start from here only, because we are not going to the next line. That is why, right? Now you have to, this is very important, strings and string concatenation. Strings and string concatenation are very important. So we use plus operator to concatenate 2 strings. For example, I can write print hello plus world. Then what happens is they both will be concatenated. But then it looks like they are not concatenated here. The reason is I have given a space here. Here there is a space. Because of that, hello and world, between them there is a space. Otherwise, if you have not used some space here, you will get hello world as a single word. That is string concatenation. So for example, if you have Venki and Vicky, and if you put a plus between them, you will get a single word Venki Vicky. We have new feature called as F strings. So there is something called as F strings, which is introduced in Python 3.6, in which a curly braces, we place the variable name. So I'll show you with example. It is better I will explain you with example. What are F strings is, inside the print function, if you write F in the beginning, inside the print function, if you write F in the beginning, that will become a F string. Okay. Now when you have a F string, you can actually have variable names within curly braces, and these variable names will be replaced by values of the variables. For example, here name is Venki, age is 27. Now when I write the F string like this, automatically in place of this placeholder name, Venki is displayed, and 27 in place of the age, 27 is displayed. We need to use, in order to use the F function, you have to always start the sentence with F. Otherwise what happens, printf will treat everything as a string. You cannot say that this is a variable, right? For example, if you didn't use F in the beginning, if it is not a F string, right? Then what happens is, hello, my name is name and I am this age, I am this years old. Now you can see that name and age didn't get highlighted. both of them will be treated as the strings, not as variables. Their name itself will be used, not the value will. Okay. So you will get the output as name and age. The output as name and age instead of the value Venki and 24 we are getting. So why? Because we are not using F string. That is use of F string. This is a very important interview question. Okay, F strings. Why F strings are used? Okay, they will definitely ask you. Now we also have dot format method. We also have dot format method. The dot format method in Python allows the dynamic string formatting. So what does it mean? What does it mean? See, when you write like this, printf hello followed by curly braces, and if you write dot format name, if you write dot format name, then what happens is, whatever is the value of the name is, that will come into this place and it will specify hello world. For example, in this one, name is Venki. So instead of hello followed by curly braces, it is saying hello followed by Venki. When you are using dot format, the position of the variables are important. For example, if I write hello followed by curly braces dot format name, it means that in this curly braces name will be written. Now if you write a string with braces in it, curly braces in it, and in the format, if you are giving the variable names, these names will be stored inside or replaced. These curly braces will be replaced by the values of these variables. Okay, how will it be replaced? This one name will be, this curly brace will be replaced by name, and this curly brace will be replaced by age. Okay. Now if you have my name is something and I am my, so if I just change the ordering, this is important. See this, first variable will go to first curly brace, second variable will go to second curly brace, first variable will go to first curly brace, second will go to second curly brace. That is why you are seeing that initially my name is Venki and I am 27 years old, we are getting 1. And the second one is my name is 27 and I am Venki years old is coming, because you have changed the order. Therefore, what you should remember about string formatting is order of the variables is important. Now there are advanced string formatting you can do. So formatting floating point numbers can also be done. Okay, how it can be done is, let us say the value of pi is this much, but I want only 2 decimal points. I don't want more than 2 decimal points. Then what I can do is, I can create a F string in which the value of pi is given, in which the value of pi has to be printed, but then I am writing a colon followed by dot to f. When I write dot to f, it means that I want only 2 digits. That is why if you see the output 3.14 is being displayed. So F strings need not be used always with the print statement. F strings can also be used in the string formation. So when you want to create a string, you can use F string. Okay. So F string can be used in variables. For example, how are you going to use the F strings in a variable is, I will show you with example. Let us say name 1 is RBR, name 2 is J1sal. Now if I write a F string, gate classes have been conducted by name 1, name 2, which means name 1 and name 2 automatically this variable info will get a string saying that gate classes have been handled by RBR and J1Sal. If you try to print that variable, you can print it, which means it is not a rule or it is not compulsory to always use f string in a print statement. It can be used even without print. Okay, that is what I wanted to show you. Guys, thank you for watching. I will be very happy if you subscribe and tell your friends about this course. Trust me, we are spending hell a lot of time and effort in bringing this course to you for free. So when you are watching it for free, I hope that at least you will spread a word about this course to your friends and let them subscribe the channel. Okay? Thank you guys. If you want to take my GATE classes, we go to the website ravindrababuravula.in and you are going to see all my GATE classes available there. Okay? So coming to the classes, they are all recorded. Why am I doing recorded? Why am I not doing live classes? Is I have thousands of students registering for my courses every year. But then if I conduct a live class, only 20 or 30 people will be there. 20 or 30, that's it. Maximum is 40 I had. The reason is live classes are little bit wasting your time. See, you cannot watch a live class at 2x speed. You have to watch at the pace at which I teach. Generally, I will be very, very slow while teaching. So if you can go through the live classes, you can watch them at 2x speed and you can complete the syllabus very fast. 400 plus hours content is there for GATE. And if you are going to watch them at normal pace, it will take 400 hours. But if you watch it at 2x speed, it will take just 200 hours. Right? So if you want any of my GATE classes, GATE Computer Science or GATE DA, the price is just 10,000 rupees. It is very, very reasonable for the kind of quality we provide. We have test series, we have doubt sessions, we have videos, we have lecture notes for everything. Even you don't have to write any lecture notes. I will provide you lecture notes for every subject. You just have to sit back, watch the videos at 2x speed and revise the notes. Short notes will be provided, long notes will be provided, formulas will be written in the separate notes. Everything will be there provided to you. You don't have to work hard. And coming to, if you are planning to go abroad, we also have study abroad program. You can go through my number. My number is on WhatsApp. My WhatsApp number is in the website. If you are planning to do masters abroad, that is a very good choice. It is better than doing masters in India. So if you are planning to go abroad, we will help you out right from taking the passport to getting the visa, US visa, right? So we will help you out in the entire process. Okay. So do visit the website, see what is happening there. Even DSA course is there for 5,000 rupees, which is both in Python and C++. Okay. So thank you so much.